All right, here we go. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for attending the Science of Mind Archive and Library Foundation's very first Lunch and Learn of 2026, January 15th, 2026. How did that happen, everyone? Time is just magical, and it truly is. And so we're welcome that you're here, or if you're watching it virtually on the recording that will be on our YouTube channel, Science of Mind Archives YouTube. Pretty much all the lunch and learns are there. If you miss one, or if you just want to hear it again, because sometimes the information is just so good, you just want to hear it again. So it's fun to go to that YouTube channel. So again, we're grateful you are here, and I should learn to talk a little slower because we're excited to have Lorenza again this year doing our translation. So thank you. We're so excited and grateful to expand to our Spanish community. And so thank you all again for being here. And we're going to start off, we always start off with a invocation. And just as I like to do, I'm going to have Dr. Holmes pray us in. So I'm just going to invite you just to go into your heart and let me try that one more time because it's so much fun. I'm going to go to advanced. There we go, computer audio. And just take a moment, just take a breath. Just let go of the day and just be fully present in this beautiful, beautiful moment of now. Feel the peace that passes all understanding. And we're going to have Dr. Holmes do his meditation prayer for the new year.
So let us join in affirming God's presence here and now. And as we drop everything else out of the mind and usher in the new year, let us bring it in with this thought. Behold, I make all things new. Say to yourself quietly, but with a deep feeling and in complete simplicity.
Can you hear him?
Lorenza cannot hear.
Oh, Lorenza
Barely.
can't hear him?
No,
Barely,
I can
yeah.
hear it
So
very gently.
very low.
very low. Well, we'll just maybe go into that soft place of meditation then. It's we've been having some audio things. Let Ernest just share a little more and then I will wrap it up.
I now surrender every doubt and fear, every thought of confusion or uncertainty, into the keeping of the divine Spirit. I loose all sense of limitation, lack, and want into the divine abundance. I lift up the bowl of my acceptance and know that it is filled from the wholeness of plenty. I let God, the supreme intelligence, guide and direct me. I know that my body is renewed, revitalized, remade. All the energy, action, and vitality in the universe is pouring through it. And I know that every action, every organ, and every function of this body is created in the wisdom of God and maintained by the power of God. I look confidently into the new year. I see new friendships, new opportunities. Everything in my experience is renewed. Everything is made glad and happy and whole. Now, as I turn to the world around me, I see that this same good is evenly distributed everywhere. It is operating through all people.
So I just know that that same good is operating through each one of us right here and right now as we come together for this January Lunch and Learn. This is a sacred time for Dr. Holmes and our movement. As some people celebrate their birthday, we're celebrating birthday month for Dr. Ernest Holmes as he was born January 21st, 1887. And so we just know as his voice carries forth that into our lives, that we get to carry forth that this teaching of science of mind even further out into the world, revealing peace and love and joy and so much more. So I know our time is blessed, and each person hears exactly what their heart needs to hear to carry that forth into their lives, to make 2026 an amazing year. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. All righty. And so this is birthday month for Dr. Holmes. And so afterwards, we're going to tell you a bit more about the birthday party. We're going to be celebrating Dr. Holmes' birthday on January. His birthday is the 21st, but we have a party scheduled on January 25th. And there's an opportunity for you to RSVP and come. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Holmes again. We're going to listen to a recording called Every Man's Search. And what's kind of cool about this is it's one of the unreleased and unedited versions of Dr. Holmes. So those are always fun. And you'll notice at around 11 minutes, 11:20, 11:50, he changes his mind. He says a word and he stops it. He goes, okay. And he'll have them back it up. And then a little later, he laughs, and it's so precious when you hear him laugh. And so it's really the raw, uncut Ernest Holmes that we get to hear thanks to the Science of Mind archives and our work. All right, and I did want to mention who out there is watching those Buddhist monks, the peace monks? Aren't they fun? Aren't they bringing in the new year in such a wonderful way? Oh my gosh, talk about peace and inspiration. I just think Dr. Holmes would just be so excited to jump on that peace wagon with those monks. And they just inspire my heart. And so excited. Anyways, grateful for the monks and grateful for Dr. Holmes and grateful for each one of you as we move into our lunch and learn. Okay, so great. I have a lovely picture of Ernest I'm going to share. So just settle in. And as usual, we have some questions. So I just invite you to, in your heart, when you're listening, to go, gosh, is there something new here? Is there something that that I'm learning from Dr. Holmes that I can use today in my life? And especially this construct called a new year, man-made construct of time, but it is an opportunity, like in every moment, that we can choose something different, that we can really change our thinking and change our lives. So what is something new that you can really utilize from this talk from Dr. Holmes? We will let him begin here.
Every Man's Search by Ernest Holmes. Every man's search is after something that will make him whole and happy, something that will cause him to feel safe and secure, and I believe something that will make him certain that he is going to live forever somewhere. We cannot believe that the divine intelligence which has created everything, including ourselves, could possibly have done this without at the same time providing a way through which we may live as happy and whole human beings and as divine beings and live forever somewhere. Jesus said that he was the way, the truth, and the life. He said this because he had discovered the secret which not only delivered all life and love to him,
Volume, please.
but at the same time it delivered all power to him. Now it is this life, this love, and this power that he came to tell us about. And since he so completely proved what he taught, it is wise for us to follow the rules that he laid down for us and for others. He stated one of these rules when he told us that we must lose our lives if we wish to find them. Of course, this saying has been interpreted in many ways by many people. And you and I also are in search after the same truth and the same freedom. So it will be well for us to try to find out just what we think Jesus meant when he said that we have to lose our lives if we want to find them. First, this seems like a very strange and hard saying and a difficult thing to do, for none of us really wishes to lose his life. It cannot be possible that Jesus meant that we should literally lose our lives, but rather that there must be things in our lives that we should let go of. As he said to the obsessed man, loose him and let him go. There must be something that is attached to us that doesn't really belong to the real man that Jesus was talking about. And so we should seek to find the fundamental truth that he taught. If we do this, we shall discover the things that Jesus talked about and laid the greatest emphasis on was the idea that we are spiritual beings here and now, living in a spiritual universe right now, that God, the supreme intelligence in the universe and the supreme power that governs everything, is not some far-off presence, but rather something that is immediate, a presence that is here with us. Jesus said that this presence is not only with us, it is within us. We live in it, and it moves through us. When Jesus said then that we must lose our lives, he must have been referring to that part of us that denies this supreme presence, that part of us that lives contradictory to it, that part of us that is out of harmony with it. Jesus really was telling us that there are certain things that we have to surrender or let go of before we can find our true center, the real spirit, and the perfect man, which he always assumed to be here and now within us. And Jesus said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. At first, this looks as though we were telling us that we cannot inherit the kingdom of God until we have first renounced the kingdom of man. And yet we find Jesus multiplying the loaves and the fishes. When the multitude was hungry, he turned water into wine at a wedding feast, and in every way seemed to meet human needs wherever they arose. So even in teaching us that we must surrender something, he was not telling us that we should live in poverty or in limitation. What he really was saying is that when we put our trust in external things alone, we are certain to be disillusioned. Or a person may have one day and lose it the next. He may have a position of high power and instantly lose all public acclaim. Jesus was telling us about something more real than this, but something which contained everything necessary to living even while we are in this world. For Jesus knew that we need food and clothing and shelter. He wasn't saying that the divine will imposes suffering on us, but rather that when we fail to live in accord with the divine, we bring suffering on ourselves. So we see that losing our lives, or making the great surrender to the Spirit, does not mean losing anything worthwhile. Rather, it means getting rid of those things which deny the presence and the power of the Spirit right on earth, those things that deny us the thought that we have the privilege of using a power greater than we are, and a power for good that is in all people. It is the great negation of life that we must surrender. The doubts and fears and uncertainties, the coldness and unkindness, the lack of love. All of these things Jesus calls sins, but the very word sin has been misinterpreted and misconstrued, for the original meaning of the word sin meant to miss the mark, to make a mistake, to err in judgment, or to do something that separates us from the conscious daily realization that we already are one with the supreme giver of life. God is love, and we cannot get close to the nature of love while we hate. It is the hate we have to surrender, not the love. When Jesus said you have to lose your life to find it, he was saying you have to lose your hate if you wish to find love. You have to let go of everything that is unkind if you wish to discover kindness. You even have to surrender fear if you want to discover faith. Everything that denies faith and love and life and truth and beauty, Jesus called a sin, a mistake, a missing the mark. It isn't easy to make this surrender because we are so in the habit of thinking ourselves as being such strong, self-reliant personalities that we could sweep everything before us. No, it isn't easy to be meek. But again, we should examine the meaning of meekness. While we do not find arrogance in the life of Jesus, we always find a great strength of character, a will to accomplish what he had set out to do, a determination to fulfill his mission. When he said that the meek alone shall inherit the earth, he was not saying that we have to be wishy-washy or willy-nilly, but rather that in true meekness we should recognize that all power finally rests in the Spirit. To be meek is to be humble before the truth. One is truly meek or humble when he looks upon the grandeur of a mountain, or the vastness of the ocean, or thinks about the bigness of things. He doesn't become lost in this bigness or this grandeur, but he does stand in awe before it. When he does this, something deep within him responds. Something within him embraces the ocean. Something within him melts into the mountain, and he becomes one with the mountain and the ocean. This is true meekness. Jesus also said, "Blessed are they that do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." Everyone longs to be made whole. Everyone really does hunger and thirst after peace and joy. And Jesus used the expression hunger and thirst because everyone knows how it is and how it feels to be hungry and how it feels to be thirsty. When we are hungry, we go in search of food. When we are thirsty, we look for water. There is a deep hunger in everyone, a deep thirst after another kind of food and another kind of drink, which Jesus said is not only natural to us, but necessary for us. For he said that we do not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth from the mouth of God. Let us think how the true scientific mind hungers after knowledge. He feels incomplete until he has wrested the secrets of nature from the invisible and brought them into realization. But in his search, he has to surrender all personal opinion, all arrogant attitudes of mind, and in true meekness follow the scientific pathway which leads to the discovery of a principle in nature that he inherits after he has first surrendered himself to it. No one makes a greater surrender than the scientific mind, for he is always willing to be led by the truth, no matter what path it takes him to. Truth and science in many ways mean the same thing, for all scientific research is a process of seeking out the laws of nature, discovering how they work, and then subjecting the individual will to the way they work. If this is done, then science will make progress. We all hunger and thirst after love because we are incomplete with it. We all really look up for the love of God because we feel incomplete without it now. Just wait a minute, I've got something wrong here. I was really thinking, how long was it? go back to where I said we all hunger and thirst after love and cut that out. Then I'll go on. We want peace of mind and an inward sense of security. But are we willing to surrender all confusion and discord? And are we willing to follow another teaching of Go back. All right. We all want peace of mind and an inward sense of security. But are we willing to surrender all confusion and discord? And are we willing to follow another teaching of Jesus in which he said, resist not evil, and it will flee from you? We are so full of resistance and combativeness and antagonism. And the reason we are over-aggressive is really because we feel so insecure inside, so unsafe. In a sense, we put up a great big bluff and make a big noise and throw ourselves around. But just because we are so hurt inside, resist not evil, and it will flee from you. We wonder if Jesus knew what he was talking about. But he did, for true non-resistance is the surrender of every arrogant attitude of mind to good, and to good alone. Those who have made this surrender have found real peace of mind, happiness, and wholeness in the only place where it can be found, which is within themselves. And perhaps the greatest surrender of all that Jesus taught was when he said, fear not, little flock, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. We have thought that we must work so hard to gain it. Now we are told that life is the gift of God unto man. Are we then willing to let go of this inflated ego of ours, this mask we wear, this camouflage we put on, and in simplicity accept life and say there is one life? That life is God, that life is perfect. That life is my life now. I completely surrender every fear and doubt and uncertainty, every sense of inadequacy to that perfect life. And with complete faith, I accept that it is operating in and through me now, today. I am guided and directed by divine intelligence. I am sustained by infinite love. I live and move and have my being in God.
So it is. Oh, thank you, Dr. Holmes, and thank you, everyone. So now we will go into our breakout groups. And we do have some specific ones that are for Spanish speakers only. And Mirna does a good job of knowing that. But if for some reason you need to be in that group, just let us know. Just come back to the main group. But we will see you in about 15 minutes. Yes? See. And again, what touched your heart? What is something from that talk you can use in your life?
Right. And if I assign you a mistake to a...
Welcome back. And we do. Sometimes when you come back, you get unmuted. And so it just helps with background noise and stuff if you can mute. So especially for Lorenza, so she can hear clearly. So thank you all so much. And sometimes we help. I try not to mute Lorenza. That doesn't help anyone. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. And we're so glad you're here. And this is our time where we get to share, what's on our hearts. What do you talk about? Like, what kind of coffee did you have this morning? Or, it's like, what are you doing? What did Ernest say? I guess is why we're here. And so is there anything that you'd like to share for everyone? Because we learn from each other. It's truly our lunch and learns. And we'd love to hear from you.
There's one thing I wanted to ask. The group I was just with is the first time for me.
Oh, nice.
Hi. It was wonderful to listen to the people and have a chance to talk about things. But I just finished a remarkable biography of Thoreau, who's been a hero all my life to me. And it's like his presence has been with me for the last several days. And I had the thought yesterday, before I even remembered this meeting was happening, that how is it we on earth get to meet, in spirit anyway, in what we learn, people like Thoreau and Ernest Holmes and Edgar Casey? Why is the wisdom of these beautiful people present? And my other question was a much more mundane one. How is it that they came out of that spirit and all of us, so many of the rest of us, do not, that we have to go through the learning process? So I've always wanted to hear how people saw that.
I think what lovely questions, and welcome. Thank you for joining us, Regina. We're so grateful to have you here. We really are in that one mind and that one presence. And, I think the more we can take that time into the stillness is when we can commune even deeper. And just even times like right now, when we listen to Dr. Holmes, I mean, he's with us right now, and his wisdom is with us right now. And I just, it's a good question. I mean, we just have to trust that each of us are here by divine appointment, and to look even around the screen, we're all here right now at this time and this moment that will never happen again. But we're hearing what needs to be heard for our hearts. And so it is. I mean, aren't we blessed that during that age of when Ernest Holmes was born in 1887, and when he was in his height, in the 1940s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, attracting, thousands of people to his talks. What a blessing that was. And and we're just grateful for the archives, and for like Edgar Casey's archives and all the archives that capture this wisdom to make it available. So in this moment, we are present with Dr. Holmes and that wisdom. We're making it alive right now. And
I think the way I would answer
go for
that.
it. Yes, Charlie, go for it.
Yeah. I think the way I'd answer that question about Edgar Casey or Thoreau or anyone else is that we're all learning. Yeah, we're all learning. No one escapes from that. Now, some moments are more elevated than others, some are more mystical, and some are very practical, but we're all learning.
Thank you. Anyone else want to add to that?
Well, I would take it one step further, Kathy. This is Reverend Paul.
Mhm.
That not only are we learning, but we are here to remember. And Ernest Holmes gives us that path to remember. I did a spiritual circle this morning in the 1957 magazine, and he wrote that through this center in each of us, we have a direct access to spirit as guidance, as love, as truth, as beauty, as wisdom, and as wholeness. And those words are just timeless. So we remember that who we are, then everything else doesn't matter. And I'm complete.
Thank you, Reverend Paul. I thought someone else popped up too.
We
I
have
know
Debbie.
Debbie had
Yeah, I was in the group with Annette, and I really liked what Annette said about I am the way, the truth, and the light. And I would like to, if Annette's comfortable, to unmute and share with the group what she shared with us. It meant a lot to me.
And you're still on mute, but yes, thank you. I'd love to hear from Annette. Can you unmute? She's trying. And I believe this is okay. There you go. You're unmuted
now.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm on my phone. My laptop finally went kaput, and now I have to use my phone, but I'm grateful for that. Oh, yeah. I was saying how I had this aha moment when Ernest Holmes was speaking. I had a realization and understanding, the light bulb. And I realized when Ernest Holmes was saying that Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light, that Jesus was affirming. He was saying an affirmation for himself, that I am the way, the truth, and the light. And it's an affirmation that we can all say, for ourselves. And I felt like when Jesus was affirming, I am the way, the truth, and the light, it's like Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true, then thou canst not lie to any other man. He was affirming of being authentic and being truthful and listening to his intuition, listening to his own intuition, his own Holy Spirit, and which we can all do. We can all affirm that. I felt that was the aha moment that I got, that Jesus was affirming, and we can all say that affirmation. I am the way, the truth, and the light, being authentic, being listening to our Holy Spirit.
No, that's powerful. No, thank you so much, Annette. And thank you,
Thank
Debbie, for bringing that up. Yeah. And Annette, you are connected with Founders, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I'm in Dallas.
You're in Dallas. Okay, I'm thinking of a different Annette. But I was, anyways, good Annettes. Annettes have a lot of really good wisdom here on Science of Mind.
Well,
So,
thank you.
yeah, thank you for being here.
It was the Ernest Holmes recording that when Ernest was talking that triggered that for me.
Wow. And that's just so powerful, right? And again, thank you for sharing. And that, again, I love that's what we're here for right now, is what else was triggered within you, everyone here, that you'd like to share from your heart, because we learn from each other. What else? Anything else of note? Yeah, Charlie, go for it.
Here's a very simple affirmation. God is, I am. And when you do that with your breath, it's very powerful.
That is powerful.
And Reverend Kathy.
Yes.
Paul here. There's some newbies in our group. Can you go through what the archives have to offer in terms of the videos, the audio?
You bet. Absolutely. Yes. And that's kind of how we wrap up. So I will, how about I'll do that in a minute. I just want to see if there's any other questions around this talk. But thank you, Reverend Paul. Yeah, that's wonderful to have newbies here, because we have a lot to offer you. Oh, there you go. Cindy. Hey, Cindy. Happy New Year. Where'd you go?
There we go. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yay.
Yes. Another wonderful talk to hear and be reminded. And I think two of the things that really impacted me the most, which it's a continual learning process. God is an immediate presence. It's here now, immediate. I don't have to do anything. However, the suggestion that he made, be willing to be led by truth, be willing to be led by truth, so important. So I just am so grateful that you guys get us all together in this way and get to chat about the good stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you for sharing those. Those are wonderful, powerful, because that is the essence of all of it. God is here and now, Yeah, thank you. Anita.
Yeah, so, listening to Dr. Holmes in that and, thinking about the Beatitudes, and blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Yeah, it struck me today with everything that's been going on in our country, in the last week or so, that, and I shared in my group that, I really feel like that is the very thing that right now we as religious scientists in particular are being called to be the peacemakers, even within our own selves, because when we begin it at home, it spreads out to the world. So.
Thank you so much. I couldn't have said it better myself. And that was those peace monks that I talked about in the beginning. I just felt they so resonate in my heart, and that reminded me of all of us religious scientists and Dr. Holmes, because he truly was a peacemaker and about peace and shares peace. And it is ours to do. This is how we get to right here and now carry this legacy forward in the world by treating and moving our feet and by speaking peace, speaking peace. So thank you so much. Oh my gosh, good stuff. And so I am going to share a bit about the archives. Gosh, and I do want to do some quick recognition. So if you look for like Jim and Emily Van Cleve there, Jim Van Cleve, he's our board president of the Science Mind Archives. We're a separate 501c3 nonprofit. We're separate than Centers for Spiritual Living. We're our own nonprofit. And so, gosh, we're so grateful for any support. And when you give from your heart because you want this teaching of Ernest Holmes to go out into the world. And we love Emily. She gives the best prayers and she's just the kindest soul. She's a practitioner. They're both with In Spirit Center for Spiritual Living. And I love our own Myrna, Myrna, we need to bow down to Myrna. She's on our board of directors and she's kind of taking the lead on our lunch and learns this year for 2026. So to really enhance our Spanish translation and accessibility to our Spanish speakers, we're so beyond great. Linda Viegas Bremer, she is with Centers for Spiritual Living's Leadership Council, but she's our liaison to the Science of Mind Archives. And she's been supporting us with our strategic plan, a number of things. And we're just really blessed by her huge heart and love of science and mind and her gifts. So grateful. And Britt Burns, he's our new archivist librarian. He's going on month 4. Woohoo! And we are just finding treasures upon treasures. We go on treasure hunts every week. And so just really stay tuned for the cool things that Britt is finding for us all. And we're the keepers of the Science of Mind wisdom. I'm going to share our website. So Reverend Paul Ski, he's been making videos for us, which has been really fun. He's a Ernest Holmes geek, like all of us are, honestly. And so I am just going to take you over to ScienceMindArchives.com. We are having a party. Yes, we are celebrating Dr. Ernest Holmes' 139th birthday. We're gonna party like it's 1887. I don't think Prince would have said that, but you never know. So we're excited. Myrna's on our committee. It's free, it's virtual, but you do need to register. So if you go to ScienceMindArchives.com, and hopefully someone can toss that into the link. You can click here to register. Oh my gosh, every year it just gets better and better. And we just went over the order service. It's on Sunday, January 25th. And it's it depends where you are, but it's kind of in the evening. So 5 o'clock Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. In the magazine, they have an ad, but the times were just off a little bit. So again, you can click here to register. We have New Thought Luminaries, Dr. Deborah Gordon. Oh my gosh, it's filled with joy and fun and funny and humor and jokes. And you're going to love it. I highly recommend. Again, it's complimentary, free to come, but in the same breath, it's a fundraiser for the archives to support the important work that we're doing. We have silent auctions and live auctions. We have sponsorship opportunities as well. And actually, this is the homepage. If you kind of click anywhere, it's kind of weird, but it takes you to our main party page. So again, you can register. I'm adding links even as we speak, so you can actually check out the silent auction right now. We have a silent auction filled with cool items, brownies and fudge made by me. Yes, that is in the #1 spot for any chocolate friends out there. Oh my God, a custom hand knit garment, quite literally. We have Dr. Michelle Madrano doing the Enneagram, pies, dance classes. We have autographed books by Ernest Holmes. Yes, Dr. Jim Van Cleve. We do have some here. And piano lessons, time for peace, golf. meditations albums. So just, and Dr. Lloyd Barrett is doing a virtual practitioner session. So just feel free, again, just kind of when you go to the website, you can click on the silent auction and learn more. But just you can become a sponsor. There's still time. And the Jackson Cole Foundation is our lead sponsor right now. We're so happy and excited. We have a number of other sponsors as well. Or just even buying a candle. These are literally gifts for Ernest Holmes. It's literally to celebrate his birthday. What better gift is to share a birthday candle? And it just supports the good work the archives is doing. So our website is just filled with treasures. I just invite you, this is your homework if you like. There's the homepage, but there's products. If you just hover over these drop downs, these are these audio recordings. And so this is where I got the meditation and prayer for Ernest for today. Ernest Holmes. And down at the bottom, there's all his meditation and prayers. And you can see we have phonograph, the radio shows, we have Raymond Charles Barker, the magazines. And then there's just so many resources for our history. You can learn about Ernest. We have videos on our YouTube channel, New Thought Research. And this is where you can find the Lunch and Learn. If you ever misplaced the link, just go under resources and click right there and it'll take you right through to us. So it's very easy. So I really can go on and on. I am planning on doing a special little webinar that will be complimentary on how to use the website. And so we'll be doing that shortly, maybe it'll be early February. But we're just so grateful for you and everyone's support. And Myrna has her hand raised. Hey, Myrna.
Thank you. I put the registration links on the chat. So there's English registration and Spanish registration. As Reverend Kathy said, it's very important that you register previously. Check your email, and then through your email, you will get the Zoom link. Whether it's English and Spanish, you must go into Baby, register, go through Zoom, because it will be in Zoom through the Spanish part of it, but please register before the event so you can have the actual link to enter into the part.
Thank you, Myrna. And again, we're excited to have that Spanish option again. We're just expanding it into as much as we can do here. And again, your support helps with that. All righty. Well, it is the top of the hour.
There's a message, sorry, Kathy, there's a question from Jeannie.
Yes.
Time verification.
Time verification will be recorded and shared after. Yes, it will be. And so it should be on our YouTube channel. So again, our YouTube channel can be your best friend to find things. We have a whole playlist of our birthday parties. So you can go back and watch them as well. Great music. I mean, oh my gosh, Gary Lynn Floyd. We have some like new musicians to me, like Ginger Coyle. Oh my goodness, she's amazing. Barb Eitelman, Kit Holmes, Barry Ebert, Jesse Powers. I just can't say enough. It's going to be a good time, and it'll be even better when you join us. Share with your community, share with your friends. This is open to everyone, and it's just a great opportunity to celebrate having Dr. Ernest Holmes, his day of his birth, coming into the world. And thank you for being you. So next month for our Lunch and Learn, this might be a surprise to Dr. Jim Van Cleef, but he's leading it next month. Yay. He'll find out soon enough. And the talk is, And Jesus Said. So it's one of our Bible series. And I kind of handpicked it for him because he is just such a theologian and expert. And so aren't you glad you came today, Jim, to find out what you're doing next month? And so they're the third Thursday of every month at the same time, same channel, same Zoom. Make sure you're on our newsletter list because we do reminders as well. Thank you again. Happy New Year. So great to see you. Have a great and blessed day.